Okay, so hello and welcome friends to the fourth part of this insider swing trading strategy. So till the last three parts, what we have completed is we have completed making this master sheet in which we color coded the symbols which passed all the four criterias, namely the shareholding pattern, the SAST regulations, the promoter encumbrance details, and the fourth and final, that is an optional parameter, financial results. So we have color coded the symbols which have passed all the four parameters as green, and all the other symbols as red. So okay, so we already calculated the average price of the stocks which we color coded as green. So as you can see, we have completed till here in the third part of the video, and we are gonna go and complete the next further 2-3 steps that are left. Okay, so okay, so yeah, so we already calculated the average price at which the promoters or promoter groups have made a position in the particular stock. So what next we have to do is that we had to find out that whether or not these average price at which the promoters have made a position and the current trading price. The current trading price should fall in the range of plus minus 3% at which the promoters have made a position in the stock. So for example, that the average price for KEC as we calculated was 318.30 rupees approximately. That means that the promoters have made the position at an average approximate price of 318.30 rupees. Now, for it to fall in the price range of plus minus 3%, I have applied a simple formula as you can see in this cell. Yeah, I have applied a simple formula, that is, I have just looked at whether or not it falls in the plus minus 3% range or not. So for that, what I have done is that I have calculated the 3% of 318.30 and subtracted it to reach at the lowest price at which we should buy, and I have added that 3% to the average price to reach at the highest price at which we should aim to buy. Now, the current trading price is as of 21 September 2020 when I am shooting this video, when I am recording this video. So, the current trading price, if the current trading price falls in the range of plus minus 3%, then I have color coded it as green, as you can see right here. And if the uh, current trading price is 3 or 4% above the highest price, and or it is below the lowest price, the lowest price to buy, then I have color coded it as yellow, as you can see right here. And if the stock has gone way too up, like the more than 4% of the highest point to buy, then I have color coded it as red. Now for further analysis, our priority would be to analyze these stocks which have been color coded as green and yellow. So next what we have to find out is the average traded volume. So I have made a worksheet, a separate worksheet to calculate the average volume of these stocks. So we'll start from the KEC and we'll move down till Cap Trust. I'll not analyze these stocks which are color coded as red because they have moved too much and there's no point analyzing them now. So okay, so let's start with KEC. Now, how will I calculate the average traded volume? Okay, so for that, what we have to do is we have to go to the NSC's old website and navigate to the security wise archives. Don't worry, you can also see the path right here, that is home, then products, then equities, then again equities, and then historical data, and then finally security wise price volume archives. Don't worry, you don't have to follow this tedious process to reach down here. I'll just provide you the link below in the description box. Okay, so our first stock in the list is to analyze is, let me just see, yeah, it's KEC. So what I have to do here is I'll just type the symbol KEC right here. I only want the data for equity. For that I have to select EQ. Okay, I want the security wise deliverable position data. Next, for how many days do I want the data for? Now, this depends on you, that you can select for 2 weeks. You can calculate the average traded volume of 2 weeks. You can take into consideration the average traded volume of 1 month or 3 months or whatever you seem fit. For now, for doing the analysis, I am going to take the 1 month average traded volume. Okay, so I'll click on the get data once I have selected the time frame right here. I'll click on the get data. Okay, we have the data now. Now I don't have to do anything. I'll just select this data. I'll copy it. I'll go down to my average volume worksheet and I'll paste it there simply. Let me just increase the, yeah, row widths. Okay. Uh, Now what I want is that I just want two columns, that is the traded volume and the dates, nothing else. So let me just apply the formula right here. I'll just apply the count formula, and yeah, this count formula will count the number of days, so it comes out to be 21. Next, let me apply the sum formula. Okay, sorry, 21, yeah. So yeah, I'll drag this up till the up and I'll sum this. Now to reach to the average traded volume for 1 month, what I have to do is I have to simply divide the total traded quantity for 21 days and divide it by the number of periods I am taking into account, that is 21. So as you can see, the average traded volume comes here to be 4,95,447. Let's just remove the decimal numbers. Okay, I accidentally increased. Yeah, it comes out to be 4,95,448. Now, see, if the average traded volume comes out to be too low, then it can be a risky stock. Like it was possible that it would have come as to be 3,000 or 2,000 or 4,000. Then it's too low volume. We should avoid those stocks. We should avoid making positions in such stocks where there is very low volume. So as you can see, the volume is good here, 4,95,000. That is the average volume. So we can make a position at this stock after doing further analysis. So next what we have to do is we would just go ahead and delete this data. Okay. Now the next stock on the list is, I'll go on this worksheet once again, shortlisted based on price. The next stock on the list is DTIL. So again, I have to go to the NSE's website. I'll type here DTIL. I'll press on get data. So this will show me the data of 1 month. I'll copy it once again. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's done. I'll go again to the average volume and I'll paste the data right here. Okay. So as we can see, I have pasted the data right here, and okay. So as you can see, I have copied down the data of DTIL right here. Now next what we have to do is we have to calculate the average traded volume of 1 month. again, let me repeat this thing, that you can take the average traded volume of 3 months or more than 3 months. The longer the time period for taking the average, the more the accuracy, because the skewness will be very low if you take a very longer time frame. Okay, so what we have to do next is we have to divide the total quantity by the total number of days, sorry, total traded quantity divided by total number of days. Okay, so it comes out to be 15,595. So as you can see, it's a relatively low volume. We want at least volumes in 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs to make a trade, because it will be safe. I'm not saying that it would definitely result in a loss if you make a trade in this low volume stock, but it is more riskier to trade in a stock which has a very low average traded volume or average traded quantity. So it's better to avoid those kind of stocks which have a low average traded quantity. Okay, next on the list is Maharashtra Seamless. Okay, so let me just copy it down. I'll go to this security wise archives once again. I'll paste it right down here. I'll get data. Okay, then again what I have to do is I'll copy this table. I'll go to my Excel sheet. Now let me just delete this one and paste this here. Okay, so as you can see, the average traded volume for this is 1,12,105. Okay, so it's in lakhs, so you can make a trade, but still it's a low average traded volume. You have to take that into consideration before making any decision that whether or not you have to make a trade in this or not. I'm simply showing you that how you should calculate the average traded volume. So as how I do it, that my rule is that I don't trade in the stocks which have which have the average traded quantity less than 1.5 lakhs or less than 2 lakhs. Sometimes I violate that rule. Of course, it's a flexible rule. You can violate it, but you should violate it at your own risk. Okay, so next stock on the list is Ultra Semco. Okay, so let me just copy it down. I'll go to the security wise archives again. I'll paste it in the symbol name. I'll press on the get data right here. Okay, I'll copy this down. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'll copy this. I'll go to the average volume section. I'll delete whatever there is. I'll paste the data of Ultra Semco. Okay, now the average traded volume comes out to be 4,58,527. So it's a good average traded volume. So yeah, next on the list is, let me first delete this. Okay, control shift upper arrow. I'll delete that. Okay, next on the list is Trident. Let me copy this down. I'll paste it here. I'll press on the get data. Okay, one more important note, that you can also download this file in the CSV format, but I am not downloading this right now because I just need the traded quantity and the symbol right here. If I download the separate files of each and every company that I am analyzing, then I have to apply the formula again and again. So just by copying the data from here, I just have to copy paste this data and apply the formula once and for all. Of course, if you are good with Excel and you know some way to calculate or apply formulas among various Excel sheets, then you can go ahead and download the XLS file. That would be a more efficient way to do the task. Okay, so the average quantity average traded quantity for Trident comes out to be 5,11,000 sorry, 51 lakh 19,440. So it's a very good average traded volume. As you can see, the average traded volume is in the DTIL, what we saw, it was just 15,000, and you can compare it from here that how much this stock is being traded. So by this you can actually compare how liquid the stock is, how easily you can get in and get out of the stock. So since we are analyzing and making a strategy for buying the stock, so it's very important to know that how easily we can get out of the stock without accepting a discount on that stock. So that's why I'm calculating the average traded quantity. Of course, I'm ignoring the fact how many serious buyers or serious buyers can also be calculated through the percentage of delivery, but I'm actually kind of ignoring that fact right now, that how many serious buyers are there in this stock, because for liquidity I just want the total traded quantity. So if the traded quantity is good, I am good to go in that stock, of course after further analysis, but as per the point of view of average volume, it's good to go. Okay, so let me just quickly delete this. Again, it's a very flexible number, as I said that I take into consideration that the average traded volume should be at least 1.5 lakhs or 2 lakhs in some cases. You can always alter that. Even I myself sometimes violate my rule. I sometimes trade on the stocks which have the average traded quantity as 80,000 or 90,000. So it's a very flexible number. You can always change it according to your needs or your analysis. So what next company I have is Quest. So I'll copy it down. I'll go to the Chrome. I'll paste the symbol here. Don't worry, I'll give you the link of from where you can download or copy the data of this traded quantity and deliverable quantity. Don't worry, I'll give you the link in the description. Okay, I'll press on the get data. Okay, next I'll copy this data down. Control C. I'll paste it here. Okay, so the average traded quantity comes out to be 2,81,220. Again, it's I would not say very good, but it's manageable. It's a doable average quantity. So again, it will be your decision that whether or not it's the number you are looking for. Next on the list is Bajaj Auto. I'll copy it down. I'll paste it right here. I'll press on the get data. It's loading. Yeah, it has loaded. I'll copy this data. I'll paste it on the average volume here. Okay, sorry. I guess I actually forgot to copy the data from here. Yeah, yeah, it's done. Okay, so the average comes out to be, let me just bold it and increase the text size so you could see that easily. And let me just color code it. Yeah, this is the average traded quantity. Okay, so I'll just, yeah. So you can see it comes out to be 10 lakh 38,090. Okay, so it's a very good, not very good, but it's good. It's good average traded quantity. As you can see, it's for Bajaj Auto. So you can clearly see the difference when you will see the average traded volume of say 20, 30, 50 stocks. You will get to know that you will get a rough idea about which traded quantity you can say it is good or it is very low. Because if you are doing the analysis for the first time, even 5,000 traded quantity can sound you to it will sound you a very good number, but it's not. When you do the analysis for the first time, it may sound good to you, but it's not. We know that if we are doing the analysis of 20-30 stocks, we get to know that what is a roughly good average traded quantity number. So okay, let's not delete the Bajaj Auto. uh, Next, what will I do is I'll see the next stock in the list, that is Maninfra. You can see right here. I'll copy it. I'll go here and paste the symbol right here. Okay, I'll press on the get data. Yeah, I'll now copy it. Okay, Control C. I'll go to the average volume. I'll paste it right down here. Yeah, the average traded quantity once again comes out to be a good number, I guess. 5,39,882. So it's a manageable average traded quantity. So now we will jump on to the next one. Next one is Rajesh Expo. Okay, I'll copy it. I'll go to the enter symbol. I'll paste it. I'll click on the get data right here. I'll copy the symbol. I'll copy the table. I'll go down to the Excel file. Yeah, average volume. I'll paste it here. Yeah, so you can see the average comes out to be 1,73,598. So again, it's a low quantity, not very low, but it's still a low quantity. As we have seen that in the case of Bajaj Auto, it came out to be around somewhere around 10 lakhs, and again in the case of Trident, it came out to be somewhere around 50 lakhs. So you can see the difference. I'm not saying that just because the average traded quantity is poor, the stock will perform poor or the stock is a poor uh, selection, but it actually tells you about the risk. It tells you about the liquidity risk. It gives you a rough idea of what the liquidity risk you would be expecting from this particular stock. So again, I'll delete the Rajesh Expo data. I'll go down to, sorry, yeah, Stel. Next one on the list is Stel. I'll enter the symbol here of Stel. I'll press on the get data. I'll copy this table. I'll now return to my Excel file. Yeah, and I'll paste it here. So you can see the average traded quantity comes out to be very low, and it's somewhere around 48,443, and you can see what I was talking about. This gives you a very good liquidity risk. There is a huge liquidity risk, and there is a very good possibility that even if you are able to make a profitable trade, you might be short of sellers. You might not find anyone to sell your positions, or if even if you find someone to sell your positions, you have to give them a good discount. So that's basically what is liquidity risk. Again, I'm not saying that it's not possible to make profit, but it gives you a huge liquidity risk. You can compare that in the Bajaj, in the Trident, we are getting a 50 lakh average traded quantity, and in this Stel, we are just getting, not even getting 50,000. So you can just compare the liquidity risk yourself. So let me just go ahead and delete this data. Okay, I've deleted. Next what stock we have? Sorry. Yeah, next stock we have on the list is Cap Trust. This is the last one on our list because, as I stated clearly in the starting of the video itself, that the stocks which are color coded as red, we don't need to analyze them because they have already shown a move. So there's no point of actually analyzing them. So I'll copy CapTrust. Again, I'm not saying that they can't show much more greater move in the stock price, but the possibility is less. The possibility is that the promoters may have already exited from their position. They may have already covered their position. Sorry, covered would be a wrong word because that's what we use for short selling. So yeah, the promoters may have sold their positions or sold their holdings, whatever it is. So yeah, so since we are just focusing on the data of promoters and promoter groups, as it is called the insider trading strategy, so we'll focus on the stocks which have not shown a very big move. They are still in the range or they are about to come in the range, something like that. Okay, so let's not waste much more time and go copy the CapTrust symbol, go to the NSC's website right here. I'll paste here. I'll click on the get data. Yeah, so I'll copy the table now. I'll paste it here. So you can see the average traded volume, it's 7,678. Now you can see what I was talking about. The average quantity itself is 7,600. So what liquidity can you expect from this stock? So it would be a good decision not to trade in these stocks which have a very low average traded quantity. So next what we have to do is, okay, so now once we have completed doing the seeing the calculating the average traded quantity of the stocks, so now we can clearly figure out that which stocks which we have to avoid and in which stocks I will have to do the next steps of analysis. Okay, now, friends, see that it would be wrong to call the further process as a step because it's not a very well defined process. Further, we will try to make a viewpoint based on a very simple common sense or say a natural human tendency. Okay, before jumping into that, let me just quickly illustrate an example before I roll out to our final stage. Okay, so hear this illustration very careful in order to understand what viewpoint we are trying to make. So, suppose there is a promoter of a company and he buys fresh shares or he makes fresh positions through market purchase of worth 1 crore. That's what we have figured till now. We have shortlisted the stocks in which the promoters have made a increase of stake of worth 1 crore or more. You can see that in the first part of the video. That was our very first process of filtering the data. Okay, now then it's so the if the promoter has made a position of 1 crore, then it's very crucial for us to brainstorm that why the promoter is doing so, why he has invested that 1 crore rupees in that particular stock. So now there could be various possibilities. So, but broadly, my guess is that either he is expecting some good news in his company, which would hike the stock, or second, he is trying to increase his authority by gaining more shareholding. Now, do let me know what reasons you thought of in the comment section below. We can discuss it there. Okay, so since we have already taken into account that only those symbols or stocks that have made into our watch list that had a shareholding of greater than or equal to 50%. The shareholding which I'm talking about here is the shareholding of the promoters. That was one of our criteria while we were shortlisting the stocks. So, yeah. So now I could eliminate the second reason. The second reason was that the promoter is buying the stock to increase his authority on a in the company. So we can eliminate, or we can strike out that reason, because we already considered that the shareholding of the promoter or the promoter groups is greater than 50%. Again, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's highly unlikely that the if the shareholding is greater than 50%, then the promoter is still buying the stock to increase his authority. Okay, saying that, it leaves us to the first reason, that is simple: to make profit while the stock price increases, and for which we are also here. Now, further interpreting, we could say that 1 crore is a relatively good amount of money. I hope everybody agrees to that. Uh, of course, there are a whole bunch of people for whom it's a very small amount, but still, if I assume that if a promoter is betting, sorry, betting would be a wrong word if I am doing a stock analysis, but still, if he's committing a capital of 1 crore, he would want a good percentage return. Now, this throws us to the conclusion that will help us making the further analysis to make the trade. Now, if the promoter has already made a good percentage, now, okay, yeah, just give me a moment. Okay, so yeah, now if the promoter has already made a good percentage return, then even if the stock is trading in our desired range, that is plus minus 3%, it would be risky to make a long position, because there's a very high possibility that the promoter has already closed his position and he has booked his profit. Now, how do we check for that whether or not he has made a good percentage return or not? So for that, we have to take help of the insider trading report of that particular stock only, and of course we will select the time frame of 3 months. Okay, so if you remember in the last three videos, from for calculating the average price at which the promoters may have made a position in the stock, we downloaded the insider trading report from the insider information tab of NSE. So you guys already know how to download it, and I will give the link in the description box below, so you will be directed to that page only, and you can easily download the insider trading report of any company you want. So let me take for example the KEC. I have already downloaded it. So as you can see, there is a column of date of allotment. Let me just widen it a little bit and highlight it. So this column shows us that on which date the shares were allotted to the particular promoters or the promoter groups. So yeah, from here we could see the date at which the promoters bought the share actually. So like I see here that in the case of KEC, the promoters have bought the stocks in the date range of say 14 August to 1st of September. So now I will now what we should do is that we should go to the charts. Let me just go back to the charts. For showing the charts, I will use the Zerodha. So, since I was taking the example of KEC, let me just open the chart of KEC. Yeah. So, as I showed, the date range was from 14 of August. That is, the promoters started to buy the stock from 14 of August. So let me just locate 14 of August. Yeah. So as you can see, this is 14 of August's candle. Again, I have opened the KEC's chart of 1 day time frame. You can easily change the time frame from here. You can see the time frame is of 1 day. Okay, so from 14 August. Now I have to check the what I have to check what happened to the price, or else we can say what was the price pattern after 14 of August, the date at which the promoters started to make a long position in the stock. In layman terms, the promoters started to buying the stock from 14 August. So what we have to see in the charts is that what happened in the price after 14 of August, that is from here till here, 22 of September. Okay, so yeah, here is 14 of August. So now, as you can see, the price clearly rose up to here, that is 15 of September, and after that it's continuously falling every day. Now, so this is the price chart, and you have to check for each and every stock in which you want to trade in. So let me just give you two scenarios that could happen in the charts. I will not go around and check for every stock here. I will not check the chart of every stock. Let me just give you the scenario and interpret the scenarios for you. Okay, so the first scenario could be that if the price rose after the day the promoters made a long position, after the day the promoters started to make a long position, if the price rose after that day and then it came down and the price came down to the range, to our range, that is plus minus 3%. The range you can easily check from this sheet, that for KC our range was from 308 rupees to 327 rupees approximately. So if the prices rose after that day and then it came down to our range, uh, then we have to check how much percentage it rose from the day the promoter started to buy the stock. If it rose too much, then there is a high possibility that promoters have already booked the profit and the party is over. But there's a small catch here also. We can check, the next step would be to check uh, the next step would be to check by again going through the report, the insider trading report of that particular stock, if the promoters bought again. If the promoters bought again after the price bounced down, if the promoters did buy, then it implies that they are expecting much greater profit. And if that price point, that fallen price point, is within the range of plus minus 3%, then we should go and buy that stock definitely. Okay, so the first scenario, let me just summarize the first point once again. So what we have to do, we have to check that if the price rose after the day promoters bought the share. Next, we have to check that after the price rose, did the price fall? And if the price fell, so then we have to check that whether or not the promoters made position in that fallen price. If the promoters made a position in the fallen price, then it's definitely a green signal for us that they are definitely expecting a higher return in that stock. So we have to definitely buy it. Okay. The second point here is if the prices are just moving sideways from the day when the promoters made a position in the stock, then we can make a position given that it falls in the plus minus 3% range of hours that we calculated. Okay, so this was the final viewpoint, or we can call it the final analysis I was talking about. and we have to do it and think about it on our own. I can't go to every because the viewpoint will differ from person to person, and there's no correct answer. It's not that I can give you a definite percentage that if it rose, if the price rose above 11% from the average price we calculated, then definitely the promoters have booked the profit. I can't say like that. I can't give a commitment like that. So that we have to figure it on our own. Okay. So yeah, so this was the last process in the analysis, and from tomorrow we have to repeat this process on a daily basis. And the shortcut for minimizing the number of steps I will disclose in the next video, in tomorrow's video that will be released tomorrow. Okay, so yeah, again, one disclaimer for all of the videos in this series is that I'm not this these whole videos are for educational purpose only, and I'm not suggesting you any buy or sell to make any buy or sell call in a particular stock. So before making a buy or sell call in a particular stock, you should contact your broker. You should take advice of your financial planner or your broker. Okay, so this is the end of our video, and thanks for watching and staying with me for so long. Do share, like, and subscribe if you are benefiting from what you see in here and you like what I am doing on the computer screen. So thank you guys once again.